Our next honoree is as much a fixture of San Francisco, the Bay Area, and California as the Golden Gate Bridge itself. The way Willie Brown has woven himself into the fabric of California, aren't we glad he has, can make it hard to remember he was born and raised in Mineola, Texas. You're the only ones clapping for Texas in the room. Let me be clear. Willie isn't just a fashion icon or a social butterfly. He's actually more than that. He is a towering political figure. What makes him so special to Gavin and myself is that he gave this man his start in public service, providing Gavin the high honor of a seat on San Francisco's Parking and Traffic Commission. Willie, I thought you told it was going to be the Film Commission. No, in all seriousness, Willie's story is one of perseverance, leaving a segregated southern town to become the longest serving and first Black Speaker of the California State Assembly. He was also the first Black mayor of San Francisco and continues to influence the San Francisco political scene to this day. Willie has always been known for his enthusiastic leadership, style, political acumen, and ability to reach across the aisle. And he has always made people his first priority. In addition to politics, Willie has dabbled in a few other careers. From actor, appearing in films such as Godfather 3 and The Princess Diaries, to beloved newspaper columnist. In fact, I'll never forget when Gavin and I asked our wedding guests not to share details of the wedding with the press, only to read about it the next morning in the newspaper. It's okay, Willie. We still love you, rule breaker and all. It is our honor to introduce the legend, the one and only Mayor Willie Brown.
Jennifer, thank you very much for that very kind introduction. Your husband, some people want to know, how did you ever hook up with Gavin Newsom? Oh, very easy. I was seeking a new job. The state of California has got this stupid term limit law. And I must tell you, Jennifer, they figured out how to get rid of me. The nature of my conduct, I'd still be speaker without term limits. There's no question about that. And if it was, I'd love to be the person to provide the answer, if there was a question. But it was that caused me to have to come back to San Francisco. And that is how I hooked up with your husband. I knew nothing about local government. Leon, I don't think either one of us knew anything about local government. But we went on to do some other things, and I'm on a run. I'm running. My family, and he referenced the family, and he talked about how many people he thought were people that showed up here because of me. Well, you know, I heard that you could really get a good price for the tickets, kind of like the Super Bowl. And so I immediately, knowing I had a friend, moved to get as many Willie Brown people here, Willie Brown friends, Willie Brown relatives. I got them all here. Because this is a place and an honor that I knew that I would never, ever be qualified for. At least I thought I would not be qualified for it. And then lo and behold, I ended up getting the same call from this woman that most of you got from this woman, telling me that I had been placed as a prospective nominee. It was not like confirmation. And I said, what do I need to do? And she told me, and then she said something to the effect that he confirmed that you could have two people. Not a problem. I don't know more than two people. So just take me, make me, and let me be. And she appropriately said, that's what I will do. Now you got to understand that I'm glad she did not talk to her husband about that, because he's gotten in a lot of trouble because of me. When he agreed to support me in my candidacy for the mayor of San Francisco, he said, I don't ring doorbells, I don't make speeches, I don't do any of those things. I'm in the bar business. And what I will do for you is every evening at the end of your doorbell ringing, you'll go bar hopping with me and a couple of my friends. And we will have a good time doing it. And not only that, I'll pick up the tab if you offered to buy somebody a drink. He had no idea that I'm running to get votes. That means I am not going to discriminate in any bar. If I offered to buy one drink to anybody, everybody gets a drink. That's what Gavin did for me. And he tells the story how I ended up giving him an opportunity. And sure I did. No question about that. But it was not the opportunity that he told me he'd like. Because I win the mayorship, and I said to Gavin, you know, I got to appoint 350 people to all these boards and commissions. I don't know that many people with qualifications, but I want to ask you, what are you interested in? So what's there? And I told him about theater. And he, oh, I'd love that. Movies would be perfect for me. I said, you got it. How many times have I made promises like that? When my staff completed all of their things, I said, what'd you do by my friend Mr. Newsom? They said, oh, we got him perfectly. We got one last thing open. I said, what is that? I said, parking and traffic. Whatever you do, don't tell him. And on a night like this, when I'm listing all of my talent that I'm going to use, I listed him. And he was surprised as all hell. I don't think he spoke to me after that for several weeks. But then he did show up. That's how dedicated he is. He did show up, not proud of his esteemed position. But he showed up at every meeting, listened to everything everybody ever said, and believe me, that friendship sprouted from that moment on, and it will continue to sprout. And it's the same way that I have been doing what I do in public life. Nothing that I've done is mine. It's a collection of people. I have been indeed blessed with lots and lots of talent in many cases equal to the people whom you know on the talent side is here tonight being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And my whole time in the halls of the legislature, my whole time as the mayor of San Francisco, I really did not have to think through anything. The talent of the people who in this democracy that leadership is blessed with, you listen closely enough, you learn to listen even more so, and you end up with a successful career, all credited appropriately to others. That's the career that I've had. And tonight, as I said, I never thought I'd ever be afforded the opportunity to share the stage and to share all of the things that all of these people have done. But my career has been blessed that in many cases I did take credit for. This is one of those nights. Thank you.